We're told that AB is parallel to DC. We're told that DC is twice AB. M is the midpoint of BC. We're told that the vector from A to D is 2B. The vector from A to B is 4A. So that's also going to allow me to fill in the vector D to C because we were told that that was twice as big as that. So that's going to be 8A. We need to find the vector B to M in terms of A and B. Well, because M is the midpoint, I know that this is going to be half of the whole vector B to C. B to C I can find by going from B to A plus A to D plus D to C. So B to C is going to be minus 4A plus the 2B plus the 8A. We can simplify that because the minus 4A and the plus 8A will just be 4A. And now we can half that to get what B to M is now. So half of the 4A is 2A and half of the 2B is just B. And so that's the vector B to M. We're then told that point N is is such that DCN, so DCN is a straight line, and D to C is 2 parts, and C to N is 1 part. D to C is 2 parts, C to N is 1 part. Which means then that if D to C is 8A, then C to N is going to be half of that, 4A. Because of the 2 to 1 ratio. We need to show that AMN is a straight line. So AMN, I need to show that's a straight line. To do that, I'm going to consider the vectors from A to M. And then in a minute, I'm going to do the vector A to N as well, which is all of that. And then if I can show that those two vectors are parallel, that will mean that the vector AMN, or the line AMN, is a straight line. So A to M, first of all. For that, I'm going to go from A to B plus B to M. The A to B is just 4A. The B to M we worked out in the first part of the question was the 2A plus B. So this can then be simplified to be 6a plus b. So that's my vector from A to M. Right, let me now work out the vector from A to N. To do that, I'm going to go from A to D, plus from D to N. The A to D, that's easy, that's 2b. The D to N, that's easy as well, that's going to be 12a. So we've worked out A to M, we've worked out A to N. Are those vectors parallel? Well, let's compare. Let's look at the A terms first of all. We've got a 6a here and a 12a here. So A to N is twice as big as A to M. The 12 is 2 times 6. Does that work with the B component? Is this twice as big as this? And yes, it is. So we can now say that A to N is twice as big as A to M. This is 2 times this. Therefore, AN and AM are parallel. And share point A. Therefore, AMN is a straight line.